Hi guys, in the last video we installed Python in our system and we wrote simple code just to know how it's going. Today we'll learn the numbers in Python, we will see the types of number and how can we convert between them. Also, we will take a look at data string operations, built-in functions in strings, and formatting strings. So let's start. Actually, the number data type store numeric values, and in Python, integers, floating point numbers, and complex numbers are supported. They are defined as int, float, and complex classes in Python. Now, integers and floating points are supported by the presence or absence of decimal point. For example, if I want to declare the variable x with the integer value 1 and the y with 1.0, actually here the first one is integer and the second one is float. And for the third type of numbers, which is complex numbers, are written in the form x plus yj, where x is the real part and y is the imaginary part, like this: c equal to 4 plus 5j. Here the 4 is the real part and the 5j is the imaginary part. Now, what if you want to check the type of numbers or if it's belong to particular class? Actually, in Python, there is built-in function which is type to check the type of number. For example, here, if I want to check the first one, I have to write type, then x, and hit enter. As we can see, the first one belong to the class int, and the second one type y, then enter. As we can see, it's belong to float class, and the third one, which is belong to complex class. Now, what if I want to check if this number belong to particular class or not? Actually, there is instance built-in function which do that. For example, if I want to check if x belong to integer or not, I have to write instance is instance. Then I have to write the number x, then the class, which is for example integer. Then I will get true or false. As we can see, for example, if I want to check if it's belong to float or not, so I have to write is instance x, then float, and I will get, of course, false. The same thing for the complex also. Now, that's all for the number. Now we know the types of number and how can check the type of number and how can we know the specific number belongs to a specific class or not. So now we will move to the another title, which is type conversion. Actually, type conversion means that we can convert one type of number into another. This is also known as conversion. Actually, there are two types of conversion. The first one implicit and the second one explicit. For the implicit one, which means it will be the number will be converted automatically. For example, operations like addition, subtraction, convert integer to float automatically if one of the operand is float. For example, if I want to do addition on the first and second number, which is x and y, then I will get float number. And that's because when I add float number to integer number, then the integer number, it will be converted automatically to float, and the result, it will be float. Also, we can use another ways with the explicit type. For example, we can use built-in function like int, float, and complex to convert between types. Let's take an example. For example, if I want to convert the x to float, then I have to write float x, then hit enter. The same thing if I want to convert it to complex. As we can see, here we have real part and imaginary part. The number 1 is the real and 0j is the imaginary part. Now, you might be wondering, why do we do that? What's the purpose behind that? Actually, I give you one example to show you the importance of the conversion. For example, the input method in Python, which read value from console, always accepts and store it as a string. So, and I want to use it. What's the solution to solve this problem? Actually, the type conversion. For example, let's see input. Then here I will write the message which will be displayed on the screen. Enter the first number. As we can see, enter the first number, then I will enter 5 for example. Then the second one, enter the second number, for example the same 5. Actually now the x and y is string. Don't worry about the strings. We will learn in the next chapter. Now we have to focus just about the type conversion. So here I cannot make addition between two strings. For example, if I do, I will get 55. It's wrong, of course. So to solve that, we have to use the explicit type in type conversion. For example, like this, int 5, sorry, int x plus int y, and hit enter. As we can see, now it's right result, which is 10. Now I have to clear the screen, then we will move to the second chapter. So exit, then CLC. Actually, Python built-in class float performs some calculations that might amaze us. Well, we all know that the sum of 1.1 and 2.2 is 3.3. So let's try it with Python. So 1.1 plus 2.2. Oh my god, it's supposed to be 3.3 only. So may Python has seemed to disagree that. So what's happening here? Actually, it turns out that floating point numbers are implemented in computer hardware as a binary fractions, as the computers only understand binary, which means 0 and 1. So due to this reason, most of the decimal fractions we know cannot be accurately stored in our computer. So to overcome this issue, we can use the decimal model that come with Python. Actually, while floating point numbers have precision up to 15 decimal places, the decimal module has user-suitable precision. So let's see the difference. For example, if I want print 0.1, then hit enter. As we can see, it's the same, but with the decimal module, first we have to import it, then print decimal 1.0. Oh, as you can see, it's very significant result. So in short, This model is used when we want to carry out decimal calculations as we learn in our schools. It's also preserve significance. For example, we know that for example 25.50 kilogram is more accurate than 25.5 kilogram as it has two decimal places compared to one. So let's try it here. For example, print decimal decimal 0.1.1 plus decimal dot decimal 2.2, then print it. As we can see, we solve the first problem, which is the result. In the first one, we get the number with a large number after the point, while here it's just 3.3. For example, if I want to try another one, print, I will use it again. So here, 2.50 for example, and here I will make it the same, then hit enter. As we can see, the result is sorry, the result is very significant. So we can see that 3.60, it's not the same with for example 3.6. So when we can use the decimal and when we can use the float, because actually we might ask why not implement decimal every time instead of float. Actually we cannot do that because the main reason is the efficiency. Actually the floating point operations are carried out much faster than the decimal operations. So when we can use the decimal instead of float, actually in short, we can use the decimal when we are making financial applications that need exact decimal representation. Uh, Also, we can use it when we want to control the level of precision required. And finally, we can use it when we want to implement the notion of significant decimal places. So that's all about the decimal in Python. And now we can see that we finished the numbers with the number types, with how can we check the type of number, the if belong to specific class or not, and we know now the decimal class, decimal model. So let's move to the string data. But before that, I have to clear the In this chapter, we will learn strings in Python. We will learn how to create, edit, and delete strings. Also, we will learn about the associate operations and functions of strings. So, at the first, what are strings? Actually, strings are one of the most popular aspects of Python. We can simply create a string by adding single or double quotes around character. For example, s equal to hello, as we can see in this case with double quotes. So the result, it will be hello. So let's try with single quotes. Print s, then the result, it will be the same. Actually, strings are not limited to be enclosed in single or double quotes. Rather, you can use triple quotes as well to create a multi-string. For example, if I want to uh, write multi-line, so I can use triple quotes. For example, hello, comma, then um, job, then close it. Now, if I want to print it, as you can see, hello at the first line, and then I, then then Javi, each one in one line. Actually, you can also slice a string by choosing the index number of characters that you want to slice through the slicing method. Let's slice p from Python by omitting index 0 from the rest of index numbers of character. So here with the same example is equal to Python. Then if I want to slice p from the rest string, so should write s, then as we mentioned, the string is indexed and we are starting from 0 till the end of the string. So here if we want to slide the p, we have to avoid the index 0. So here we start from 1 till the end. And as we can see, the p was omitted. Also, there is another thing in indexing or the string index, which which is, for example, I can reach the last letter by using the negative number. In the first, we use the positive number. For example, if I want to print, for example, the third number, I can use 0, 1, 2. Let's try it. Print, for example, s 0, not 0, 3. Here is h, and if I want the third letter, here is the third letter, and h the fourth, then I get t. But what if I want to use another way, or in other words, I can use the negative indexing. For example, if I want to reach the last number, I can write -1. Then I will get the last letter in the string. For example, -6. Then I will get the first number. So in indexing, we can use the positive and the negative. And now we will see how can we updating string through slicing. For example, if I let's take another example. For example, equal to, for example, Tom. Then I want to update this word to, for example, tour. Then I can do it like this, print, then ex. Then I will slide the letter M. So I will write from 1 till 2. Then after that, the concatenation and OR. Sorry, I forget to isolate the first and last letter. So here, as we can see, we get tour, but not this word what I wanted. Actually, oh, no, it's right. Mm, tour. No, actually, so it's this tour. So as we can see, we sliced the last two letter, which is O and M, and we added the OUR to get tour. Also, we can delete a string too, but remember that deleting a character from a string is not possible. However, you can delete an entire string using the del function. For example, if I want to delete, let's print it first, ex, then I want to delete it like this. If I try to uh, print it again, so I will get error because ex not defined again. So as you can see, name ex is not defined. And now we will move to the string operations in Python. But first I have to clear the screen. Actually, there are many string operations that you can do with different data types and variable in Python, as we have studied uh, before now as well. The first operation is the concatenate. Well, when we join or add two add two strings together to form one new string, that process is called concatenation. The plus symbol is used to concatenate or join two strings together. For example, is equal to hello, then x equal to Java. To concatenate these two strings, I can do that by I concatenate them with the plus sign. Now, if I want to print conca, then I will get hello Java. So in the end, I get one new strings. So also I can concatenate string by using multiple sign. For example, if I want to print, for example, Java 10 times, then I can use it. I can use Java multiple 10 like this. For example, print x which equal to Java multiple 10. then I will get jabi jabi ja, etc. 10 times. So that's about the concatenation in Python, in string, sorry. So there is actually there is also, for example, we can do operation in string, like for example, for loops. We can do for with strings, for example, to display the character of string, character by character. But now we didn't learn the loops, so we can do it later. Now we will move to the built-in function and string. First, I have to exit from here and clear. So, in Python consists of tons of built-in functions for strings. This function enables strings to produce different results for a particular query. But today we will have, or we will mention, just sample of this function. For example, if we want to play around with the text cases of our string, we can create, for example, string with lowercase, with uppercase, and as a title. So let's try these functions. For example, if I have s equal to JavaTube, then I want to get uppercase letters, then I write upper. As you can see, and in case I want to display like lowercase only, so here with lower, as you can see, actually the string here is like a title, so I think it will not change if I write dot title. It's the same. And if I write s dot capitalize, so I get the same. Now I can check the length of string by writing s dot len s. Then I will get the length of string. Also, I can, for example, convert to string. For example, if I have x equal to 1, type integer, of course. Then if I write type str x, then I will get string. Also, we can check if the strings contain, for example, just letters, or contain another kind of characters like number. For example, s equal is alpha, then I will get false. The reason that I have white space. What if I write, for example, x equal to Javi tube, then x dot is alpha, then I will get true. Also, I can find I can search for a letter in string, for example, to check if there is this letter in this string or not. For example, x dot find for example, A. So here I get the index of this number. For example, here Jabi 2. So here Jabi, the index of letter A is 1. But if, for example, if there is, let me find, for example, x equal to, for example, Baba. So when I try to find A, then I will get just the first index. Then it will be stopped. So as we can see, like here. Also, we can use the index function to find the same, to find the number. For example, x dot index. Then I will get the same one. And what also there is function uh, to cut, for example, number or substring from whole string. For example, s dot split. I want to split the white space. Then, as we can see, the white space was deleted, but actually it will be inserted to list like this. Also, we can add to string letter or word or white space, but actually it's work for character, which is join. For example, here join x JavaTube. For example, I want to use it with join. Sorry, join. Here I have to put the letter or the substring which I want to add it to the whole string. For example, I want to add white space. Then it will be there white space after every character, as you like see. But we can take also. Also, there is we will take the last function, which is for start with. This function to check if uh, a string starts with specific letter. For example, JavaTube, which is S, equal to starts in S. So S dot start with, for example, G. So I will get false. If I write it with J, also I will get false, because the in this case it's sensitive for the letters, so I have write it with a capital letter like this, then I will get true. So that's all about the built-in function in string. As I mentioned, there is tons of built-in functions. You can search on the internet. Now just we mentioned a sample of this built-in function, and now I will clear the screen, and then we will move to the formatting strings in Python. So, while programming in Python, you may encounter syntax error as well caused by the arrangement of characters within string. So to avoid that, we require some string formatting to encounter the relevant issues to solve error. Let's see what I mean by that by taking one example. So if I want to write these sentences, for example, hello, Jab. So then I will get error because I'm using double quotes inside double quotes. And I will get the same error if I use single quotes inside single quotes. So let's see. Actually, I get unexpected indent. So here, invalid syntax. And that's because, like I was mentioned now, because using double quotes inside double quotes. To avoid that, there is three solutions. The first one by using single quotes, the escape single quotes. The second one escape double quotes, and the third one using triple quotes. So I will we will try with the first solution with single quotes. So here replace every double with single quotes, just the outer double quotes, and here we have to put the escape. This slash means escape with single quotes, so escape single quotes. So now we will get this sentences without any error. If I write print s, then I will get these sentences. Now I will try with the double quotes. So here no need for escape character because here we don't have more than one single quotes. So here we need it with double quotes because we are using double quotes inside double quotes. So here also I will get the same sentences, as you can see. Now we will try with the triple quotes like this and like this. And here no need for the escape. So here I will get the same sentences. So we already learned about how to use escape sequence to format our strings. Now we'll learn about how to use escape sequence as a character within a string by using R to ignore escape sequence. For example, with the same sentences. So here I want to, for example, display the sentences with two lines. So here I will write /n, which mean hello in the first line and I'm JabiTube as Jabi in the second line. So if I so here I will print it. As you can see, hello, then Jabi. With using character R, let's see what will be happen. You put R at the first of strings. So now I will print it. Then, as you can see, the escape was ignored. Simply. So that's all for today. I hope that was useful for you. Thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe me. Goodbye.